Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a
episode of
treat.
Cinerama with Papa and Mama. Hope everybody's summer is going well. Hope your AC is on. Hope the cicadas aren't bothering you. We had a little bit of a cicada discussion because I like to leave car window open a little bit during the day, and now you guys don't want to leave car window open.
Yeah, because
there
one
were
time it
cicadas in the
was
car,
sitting on the
yeah.
mom's car seat, and she didn't know. So
But then, and then I don't know if you guys know, there's cicadas can pee 10 feet, so now you don't want any car window open. But it's gonna be hot then. What are we gonna do?
Yeah,
We have to go tomorrow. What's
AC.
the car gonna be? The AC takes a few minutes.
turn it on.
Yeah, actually, they are everywhere. Some days they are a little bit less out and about, but certain days they are really
I think they're
out.
getting a little bit more
I think
lethargic.
when it is,
I think they're getting a little bit more lethargic.
I
now.
think when it rains, they hide.
They hide.
Yeah.
Do they hide on our peach tree?
Yeah. They are really bothering some of the fruits and leaves and all. So
You might be wondering why we have peaches here, but that's in reference to our. We always like to have. You've been noticing our last few episodes. We had tennis ball, coffee
challenges.
pot. We had Ghostbuster items. We've been having different items for every movie. So this week's movie is Mad Max Furiosa
don't
story.
give out the spoiler alert.
We have to say why we have the peaches
Peaches
here,
on, yeah.
and that's not a spoiler. The
Yeah,
peaches are in the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
In the beginning of the movie, the kid takes the peach, and then there's a thing at the,
The
end.
story
with the
starts
peach.
with
Yeah.
that, and then
But yeah, peaches. If you've not seen the movie, peaches play a fact into. They're a big part of the movie.
We are from our garden. We
Yeah,
have a tree.
yeah. Look at mom plugging our garden. Yeah.
We have a tree that gives this fruit every other day,
Yeah.
every other
Every
year.
And half the time we don't even use the peaches.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, usually the
squirrels feast
squirrel
on it.
feast on
And
it,
the other-
but yeah.
So they get to enjoy it. We have maybe once in a while. When was the last time you had peach?
No, we do.
I think we at least I eat at least once every time it harvest,
Yeah.
so we get.
No, green peaches make good pickle though. My mom, when she came from India, she made
Green
pickle
peach.
out of green peaches. That was.
I feel like some of our peaches used to be green. Now they're all red. So
Yeah.
how do you know when like they're becoming green? Or is it just how you plant them? Or how?
No, they are green initially.
Yeah.
Then they become
they're like bananas.
yellow and
Okay, I don't know how fruit works. Everybody, I'm learning.
They get ripe maybe, and
Yeah,
then
they start out. Every fruit
Starts a certain
out,
color, yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Then it.
Well, like
turns
if you see
yellow
one is
and
like
then
more or
red.
yellowish and kind of blend,
Right.
That kind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like banana.
So yeah, like banana, my favorite fruit. And of course, when I found out, I was like, I like banana, they're sweet. Then I found out bananas have more sugar than even certain candy bars.
Right.
Of course, anything I like that's good, bad, too much sugar,
But it
problem.
has good potassium and.
Yeah, I will never have a potassium problem. I'll have others.
Actually, this movie makes us feel that how fortunate we are to have all this.
This fruit. Yeah.
Without fighting for it and the way these people are
Supermarkets, thanks to supermarkets.
Yeah.
Thanks to Costco and abundance, that which was a
Walmart.
word used in the movie abundance. It was
Yeah.
so
This is a land of
Yeah.
abundance.
but also to get back, I know we had pandemic a few years ago and we had a lot of apocalyptic talk going on. This movie is about apocalyptic times, apocalypse times where there's not enough supplies. People are fighting for things like fruit. Some people don't even have fruit. There's a thing in the beginning where, not to kind of, we'll talk a little bit about the story, but obviously Furiosa is a character who's been referenced in the series for a while. This is her origin story. I believe Anna Taylor-Joy plays the character.
And actually,
She did.
Furiosa is a prequel to
to even the original
Fury.
movies. Yeah.
to the
Fury Road, the one that came out a few years ago.
few years ago in 2015.
Which is
I
good.
think.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
I think
Yeah.
she's done
Charlize
really
Theron.
good acting in this film.
That's the thing. She's playing the original role.
She was in Queen's Gambit.
Yeah,
and
and I know you like that show.
I really like that TV. I mean Netflix.
Yeah, it was a good. She's been in a few other things. She's been in like the Northman, and then she's been in The Witch, and then a few other movies. Last Night in Soho, which is about like this person who gets caught in the 50s. It was kind of like a horror movie, so she knows how to play different style of role. You know,
She's a good actor.
good actress, and this is more of a dramatic, more of a physical role.
Physical role.
A lot of physical toll in this. She's not there for the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
But lot
No,
of
they still show
stunts.
younger.
So they have the younger version of her. Yeah.
But a lot of stunts.
Oh yes, definitely. We thought we thought the
Stunt.
Fall Guy was a tribute to stuntman. I think this movie has more stunt people in the movie than.
But some of their stunts, to me, not to jump in, but it reminds the same way which the original Mad Max trilogy had. You know,
Did you see
those-
semblances of the old?
Yeah, because in those they would have these bars and all, and people would hang out and then come back in. You know, like a swing and all.
Yeah.
And then cars also same way.
Yeah,
Motorbikes.
they have,
Obviously they keep reforming the
their
and they make start
The machinery,
is
machinery,
very
right? Yeah.
similar.
Like in this one, the main Chris Helms, which he's driving, is like a
Hemsworth.
chariot, you know,
Hemsworth.
like
Yeah.
Hemsworth, right?
It's like a semi truck or something. Well, no, he
Yeah.
has the chariot.
But
yeah.
he has the range.
The other guy had
other
the
guy, the
that
semi.
other-
you know.
yeah, the semi truck.
So-
Now in the other movies, I know Thunderdome. There's that famous car or whatever, the more fiery.
Yeah, but no, the original came out in 1979 and made Mel Gibson really famous, you know, from that movie.
I think it was 77.
79 and then
That was the
82
first
was Mad
movie
Max
I saw.
Warrior. Actually, the Mad Max.
This is
2,
the part
which
in our show where they will argue about dates, and none of them will be right.
No, actually, that was one of the first movies I saw when I came here. And then I saw that fingers were cut and they were flying, and I said, my God, they don't even censor these things because in Indian
This would be cut.
this will be not
Well,
shown.
they just do. Well, I feel like the graphics for Indian movies back then it'd be like a fake finger. You could tell.
Yeah, they don't show that
So
kind of gory
that came out in
stuff.
79. Then in 82 was the Mad Max 2, aka Warrior.
No.
And then third one was the final
Thunderdome.
was Beyond Thunderdome. Tina Turner became famous there.
From that movie, yeah.
That was the phrase coined in that one. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
they had that, you know.
Yeah, that's a famous.
Yes,
famous
they-
line.
That's become used by combat sports.
Now it's all
Highlander
called
and all,
right,
yeah.
yeah. So that's what.
Actually, they are still running after gasoline, which
Yeah.
is
That's been a problem, yeah, since the whole series.
That's the whole thing.
But I mean, if you see in real life, there's shortages of gasoline. I could see us fighting over
But there is
gasoline.
so much,
yeah, but
there
alternate
are
sources.
alternate
In fact, now
sources
people are
now.
getting away for the saving of the planet. Maybe it won't
More
get
electrical
it's
cars.
more
Tesla.
and wind.
Tesla, instead of gas town, there'll be Tesla town.
Tesla.
If you've watched the movie, yeah.
And not only that, solar energy,
Yeah,
wind
solar
Solar
energy.
wind. So basically, yeah, you know, solar
What
energy will
they
take
were
over.
predicting that the whole world will run after petroleum, gasoline. This is what the prediction looks
Of the
like.
movie,
From the
yeah.
movies,
Of the
yeah.
movie.
But I don't
But
think,
that
yeah.
didn't happen. I
Yeah.
mean, in
And then-
reality,
and
we
then
are
this,
2024.
And in the last one also, they showed all wastelands. I don't know when the wastelands are coming, you know, unless something really apocalyptic happens, you know. And
Yeah,
destroys.
something would have to that destroys
Destroy-
our nature and all.
Right,
You know.
yeah.
Now a sponsor of Cinerama with Papa and Mama. It's Neighborhood Peachtree. You can find it in the land of abundance, and maybe you got to keep that seed and then use it later so you can get revenge on the guy that killed your mom. But until that time, there's Neighborhood Peachtree with really delicious peaches. Sometimes they turn green, sometimes they turn red, sometimes they get ripe, sometimes they're not good. Sometimes the squirrels eat them and you don't know what's going on. Sometimes cicadas pee on them because they can pee up to 10 feet. So they might pee on them, but it doesn't really matter. Get yours today.
So basically,
It's
we have
important
come
to
long
do
ways
that,
in
yeah.
terms of getting.
So I don't think we will
nature,
ever run out of
preserving.
food. I mean, you can freeze some of these, they call patriot foods, you know.
Yeah.
They say something happens, you can store it for 30 years, you know.
Yeah.
And those food item no freezing, it's just regular. I think it's
Regular.
packed where it's in vacuum, so it
Right.
stays
But,
fresh, you
in
know.
this film or any Mad Max, I'm seeing that there are no emotional connections. At least before there was like more family. They had shown.
Yeah, the
first one.
original
I mean,
one
yeah,
was.
but this one they showed the mother initially.
Yeah.
This more was vengeance to me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
full of vengeance.
Vengeance.
And I like that they set different chapters. Like they would put.
It felt like a book, a comic book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and plus this time, with the chapters, at least you know what titles, so you can understand
What's
maybe
kind of
what's
happening.
This
Yeah,
is
right,
good for
yeah.
us because then
Yeah.
we know, okay,
Because
this
they did
time
some time jumps in this movie, and you
Yeah.
kind of need, it'd be like a this show
Yeah,
chapters
right,
in the beginning
yeah.
or something.
So they didn't go back and forth.
Too
That
much,
was
yeah.
good.
A little bit less. We've been watching a few movies that have been going back and forth, but this
Yeah.
one,
This one-
was more chronological, you would
Yeah.
say.
So the director is Frank Miller.
Frank Miller created the comic book series, yeah,
But he, I think, directed.
He directed-
the other,
he might have directed
Mad
some of the
Max.
other. Or
This
he
one
had
was
hand.
a co-director. of
Yeah,
this
there were
one
two
too.
people who directed
But up
this
to now,
one.
he has directed the first trilogy and then even the Fury also.
Yeah, he had a hand in the production.
Yeah.
I like Chris Hemsworth, but in this movie he didn't look good. I mean, his acting is excellent.
What did you think? Okay, so kind of to get a different hand on it. You said Chris Hemsworth. He's one of the stars of this, set in Australia. What you said he wasn't good. You were saying.
I mean, his acting is good, but I don't associate him as a villain. I don't associate him
That's
the
just
way
a
he
personal,
looks.
yeah.
It's a personal.
Yeah,
thing.
he's
I
played
like
villain
him.
in a few different. Not
Yeah,
just. I know you know him for one role.
I know him as Thor,
Yeah.
and I really like him that
Well,
way.
this one he was the Hindi word for Thor. He was more broken in this movie.
Yeah.
If you
This
don't know
movie-
Hindi Thor, we're gonna you might get some Hindi lessons out of this show. We're not
But he
just
does,
Duolingo.
I think he has bulked up muscle wise in this one.
He's
a lot
always
more,
been
I
that
think.
way.
He is,
Yeah.
but a little bit more, maybe they showed a little bit. And because he's holding
I
the
mean,
rein
that
and
his
all, you know,
accent-
and-
You show him working out in this movie.
Yeah.
They did some major makeup because I saw one little
He had prosthetics.
Yes, they
clip
did.
that it took them so long to put him together for this movie. So he didn't even look like.
The only thing I would say for
actor
him-
he is, but
Yeah,
It
his
was definitely a
acting is good.
different type of role, more flamboyant type of a villain.
I'm sure he enjoyed doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And more, this is the first time where his freedom to talk. You know, the other, if you will go
Yeah.
back, you know,
Some of the
many
other
people
villains,
don't speak or
Yeah,
once
he's
in a
definitely
while,
more
yeah.
into flamboyant and more over the
Yeah.
top. Like I'm gonna talk. You're even when knows he's dying. Well,
Yeah,
we're spoiling.
giving a
but
lecture, you know.
even in his last few moments, and I mean, this is not a spoiler. Some characters die in this movie, but you know,
Well, villain in the end, you have
good versus evil. What do you
But
think is
this-
gonna happen?
this villain
But he talks so
doesn't
much.
die.
His ending, he talks so much towards the end. It's very
Yeah.
interesting how
But he didn't die at the end.
he
well,
definitely.
leave it up to the.
Yeah. Just put like a QR code over my mouth. No.
But
I
the
won't
only,
say what it
only
is.
thing I thought I didn't get because Furiosa when she is going to have a one-on-one battle with him, she wasn't bulked up. They could have bulked her up and shown a little more muscular. In fact, in the end, I can't say that because I don't know how much to
But I
spoil.
think,
Like one hand, right?
Yeah.
Still.
But if you watch the other movies, I think personally I haven't seen all of Fury Road, but I know that character is more bulked up in the Fury Road.
yes.
Charlize Theron.
Charlie, yeah.
Different. Now maybe because this is the origin story, she's less bulked up. You know, we don't know.
But why she doesn't go back to her home?
That's the thing for
some
the
of that
revenge.
could
It's
be-
That's
all
what
the
I'm
revenge
saying,
factor.
that they are not as emotional connected.
She was in his own room, but it also imagine you haven't been to this place since you were a kid, you know, and you dealt with so much hardship.
That's
She had
what
to
I'm
hide,
saying.
she had to,
This
do
whole
things.
world.
She had to remove her identity, not to get
Yeah.
into all the specifics, but she had to remove her identity just to kind of survive.
To blend in and survive.
Blend in, otherwise
yeah.
she would have been
Right,
the way
yeah.
those women were treated.
But the way that they didn't have any family units. Like first movie they did have.
No,
Now the world was very
But
kind
they
of
showed the family.
selfish and
She
very-
actually-
The mom, her mom was
But
remember.
they were in a different land, which is kind of
no, but
like
she knew one thing which is shown in her eyes when she,
There was a lot of good facial acting.
facial,
Yeah.
but you know when she sees that them killing the mom, so vengeance was she was born in there with that intention.
When
Afterwards,
she's like
you
8
know.
years old, she's seen
Yeah,
her mom
that's it.
get hurt, and
Yeah.
that you're basically born into vengeance. Like you
Right,
said.
yeah.
But
so
like they
That
were
crushes.
very
It's very hard to let people in, and
Yeah.
and then she lets that one guy in, and then he also
Gets-
gets something, you know. So
I think
how
they
does she
were-
let people in? It's not
They
easy.
were very well trained for survival.
Yeah.
So
But she trained herself, and she was doing.
yeah, I mean initially
It was-
they might have
yeah.
trained them.
Remember, the mother
Because
also
the
gives her a
world
few
was
tips.
so
you
bad.
know,
Combat. I mean, the mother was very combat.
Exactly.
Definitely from a skill point
Point
of
of
shooting.
view,
You know,
yeah.
the mother was a very good
Yeah.
shot. I think that Chris Hemsworth character, he picked up on who that was based on the shooting. Because it was the same. There's a lot of callbacks to the
Right,
first
yeah.
scene in later movies, you know.
Mm.
But kind of getting to the point about violence, you've seen a few of these movies now. You've also been seeing some other violent movies for our review show, and I've always known you not to be the biggest fan of violence, but I even said I didn't know you wanted to watch this movie. When we got review suggestions, you said, yeah, I want to watch that. I'm like, are you
I mean,
sure?
that didn't bother me that much, but it's pretty gory.
Well, I
It
can
is.
remind
You
you
have
of
to
the
turn your
gory
face
scenes, but you
away.
just want to watch because of Thor.
Now, we sat a little bit, just for people who know, I sat a little bit closer than you guys. You guys are a little further up. Now, were you closing your eyes at all during it, or you watched?
I didn't want to see some of the gory stuff that they
You know,
showed.
all the
But
insects biting,
Yeah.
you know, and a couple of.
Yeah, I mean.
No cicadas in this movie.
But poverty was really, I mean, they still
show.
they show the, you know, the difference.
suffering,
of-
then the
have
the
and
people
have
in the
nots,
pit
you know,
that were
right, in the
struggling.
pit, right?
Yeah.
And they were just being used as slaves.
Abused, yeah.
abused.
Yeah,
So
there are
that
some
is the-
dogs in this too, so they did have some
Torture.
kind of.
Yeah.
But they are all very
But
selfish, and they are all.
I
looking
think when
just to
danger
survive.
times happen, people show their true colors.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of that during the pandemic. How many people were selfish? Anytime there's a thunderstorm or tornado, people go and start stocking up or whatever. They're
Yeah.
being selfish.
shelf is empty.
Yeah, they're
Remember-
showing their true
Remember
colors.
the toilet paper was
The
the
toilet-
biggest thing.
we had a stupid toilet paper shortage. It was
COVID.
you were spending like $300
Yeah.
on it was
Yeah, I mean, people were
Hoarding.
yeah,
Yeah,
fighting
hoarding.
with each other and
Yeah.
all that. But yeah, that
to
was
me, true
not
colors
that-
were shown with these things. It's
Yeah.
very sad.
But
To
they
me, this is
did-
a reflection of how society will go
Yeah.
down.
But I think there was in this. Did you remember that character, the native character? Like he's the good old wise man, you know.
Yeah.
And he can he
The
knows a lot of
story.
different languages.
The knowledge
and
man.
The knowledge man.
Yeah.
And he picked up on this girl, and he said that you follow because she was taking his thing and drawing the stars and
Yeah.
all, you know, the tattooing.
He figured it out.
He,
Yeah.
he figured it out, and he said, "Yeah, you will survive." You know.
You need to
Yeah,
do something to
so-
survive. Yeah.
survive.
It was very to me. It wasn't positive. There was a lot of negative in the movie, but you do see there are positive messages. She survives. She perseveres.
Yeah.
She Furiosa. I think her mother said that her mother knew she would. It's better off that you run off and survive, and I will sacrifice. But
the girls were not out there fighting, but she was the only.
she was the one
And
fighting.
that's why she had
So that
to
is a-
hide her.
She's
She's
represent.
big
Yeah,
message
big
that,
message there.
But she
A good.
changed her identity for a while just to not be.
And now you know, because this is supposed to be the prequel of Fury. Mad
Fury
Max,
Road.
that in Fury the lead character is Charlie.
You know why she is the way
why
she
she's there. Yeah,
And she's very.
she opened the door basically
Yeah.
for you know.
And it's also when you go through such things, you're going to be more harder,
Right.
extreme, hard to let people in and be rude and just tough. And you have to be when you're literally seeing
Yeah.
this and hard dealing with it. The way she was dealing with combat and all, and it's a very, it's not for the faint of heart. The story to be alone, essentially be
Yeah.
alone, hiding.
It's basically the real
No
what
family.
that phrase is survival of the fittest.
Fittest, it really is
That
that,
is,
yeah.
you know, that is the key.
And there is never a dull moment. You are
No.
still
Always
always edge
surviving,
of your
yeah.
seat.
Someone could catch you, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen. As an audience member, yeah, it was definitely it kept me captivated. I know.
Mhm.
So let's maybe start to kind of figure out like did you guys? I know you guys talked a little bit about you felt it was too long at some points.
Yeah. At the
Yeah,
end they
stretching
kept-
as usual.
Do you think it was a little
fighting.
unnecessary?
I think personally.
You were telling me off air you were a little disappointed in this.
a little bit because it could have ended a little sooner, you
Yeah.
know, and there you're just prolonging the agony.
Automatic lighter for your birthday party, your birthday candles. No one is going to embarrass you again. Now a sponsor of Cinerama with Papa and Mama. Get yours today. Felt like the Damascus, the Chris Hemsworth character. We felt he would also Yeah, I'm like, I thought he was gonna die a few
Dementias.
times. Dementias, yeah. We felt like he was gonna be killed at some
Yeah,
point.
we figured out, but
Doctor Dementia.
Doctor Dementias, yeah.
But
He did
Tom
like
Burke
he had a
was
very he had a very
yeah.
he had a very interesting, like, he almost felt like he was the savior of people, like very
yeah,
very preacher like, if you noticed. Yeah, he's like, I
he
will save you.
programmed himself
Yeah.
to do, and that's how his thing was to get other people if they would win another gang or
Yeah.
another then
You
become-
join me.
Like
Yeah, join
he
me.
talked a lot and he captivated other people.
And he had all
He
those
convinced that whole
loudspeaker and
loudspeaker,
come on and show.
theatrics a little. He
Right,
convinced that whole
yeah.
gas town to just come to my
Yeah,
control.
right,
He
yeah.
basically convinced them. He didn't fight them.
Right.
They
But,
went over.
another character came in her life which kind of was nice down.
He
to earth.
helped her. He trained.
Yeah,
He trained her. What was the name of the guy? The rig driver.
The rig driver guy. I thought at one point that was Mad Max, but no, it's
No,
different. It
He
was a
was
different guy.
actually
His character
Tom
name was
Burke is the actor.
Tom Burke is the actor.
Praetorian Jack, commander of Citadel's first war. But he's played by Tom Burke.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
not the commander. He was just they hired him to try out the new rig.
I think he was a commander of the rig. Yeah, he led
So
that rig.
basically, she started like.
There was a romance there.
There
yeah.
was kind of a.
For
very
someone who couldn't
short-
really love and
Yeah.
let anybody in. It
But
was nice.
he picked up on how she was, and he told her that you will definitely because you survive because again
He saw
the
how she
way
was
how she was
resourceful.
responding, thinking.
You know, there was a big scene at the Fury Road,
Yeah.
which was a very good sequence. You know, it
Sequence,
felt
right,
almost like
yeah.
a 20-minute action sequence right there.
Correct, and both helping each
With the
other for
rig.
survival. you
Yeah,
know,
and then
basically.
his own co-captain gets killed at one point,
Yeah.
so she has to take over
Oh.
from all these thieves and all that are coming to take it. And the little midget guy,
Midget guy, yeah.
or dwarf person.
But that characters, those who were there saving on the rig,
the
you know,
white,
the fighter,
white color,
the white bald and all,
yeah.
they had that something similar in the
The older
movies, you know.
That-
So
I've
you did
always
see
seen.
similar, yeah.
Even in the Fury, I think.
Fury Road, I'm sure. Fury
Yeah.
Road had that, yeah.
the voice
Same way,
of,
swinging
I
and
think,
jumping and all, you know, really
They
the
were
stunts were.
painting themselves to
Yes.
not get
So it
burned,
could
I
be
think.
since
Yeah,
it's
it
a-
was a savior. It was a special significance to the painting
Yeah.
themselves white. But yeah, to kind of wrap up now on the Fury Road or on the Furiosa movie, I did want to get your thoughts on. Did you thought it, both of you thought it was dragged? Violent on the violence level, do you think it was too gratuitous or did it make sense for the
I
story?
think in today's world it's okay. Just
No,
because people,
That's such a depressing thing. You know, these people today are terrible. They deserve to watch
and
violence.
they don't care about it. When
No,
there's so
basically,
much violence
if you're going to
everywhere.
watch,
Yeah.
you know, nobody can say, "Oh, I'm going to watch John Wick and don't expect any violence." You know, I mean, just or equal.
You have to know what movie you're getting into.
Right.
Even
So-
Mad Max, the first one, had
Yeah.
so much.
I was gonna say this series isn't known for its
Known
subtlety,
for it,
so
yeah.
yeah, it's very violent. So
And I think if it's not one of the best movies,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you have time and you like going to the films,
No, action
Watch,
movie.
yeah.
Action movie,
yeah.
you know, good
Yeah.
summer blockbuster movie. I mean, this is a
Right,
franchise. You know, obviously you can't have anything with Mel Gibson, so they're trying to reboot the franchise. I thought it was a good entry in the series. They're trying to do an origin story. You want to have
Yeah.
different characters.
I think they were trying to, but Mel Gibson is 60 years old, you know. So
Yeah, it might be tough for him to play that.
you know.
Yeah,
So
but you do
basically
age,
they
you
want-
have to de-age him,
Yeah.
which they spend a lot of money on
Right.
AI doing that.
he could have done it though. This
I
whole
don't
up
think
Well, he also has a lot of-
talking.
there's
has-
so much you can only do.
And
you
he
know.
also has his own discretions. I don't know how much Hollywood does use him, but then they get criticized for using him. But okay, on a scale of 1 to 4 peaches, what do you guys give this? How many peaches do you give this?
Well,
movie?
since okay, you're okay.
50%.
So 2 peaches, 2 out of 4 peaches.
I'm just going because I originally saw the first trilogy, you know, Mad
Yeah.
Max, and I
You give
really
three-
became.
three
So I
peaches?
will give at least three or
Three
three and a
peaches.
half. or-
I'll split the middle. Then I'll do 2.5 peaches.
Yeah.
I thought it was still good
I'm
sequences.
just biased. Mine
Yeah.
is biased because I really, you know, got
Good-
into
good
action and Mel
stunts,
Gibson
though.
and
Good stuff.
all
Lot
the
of
first
stunts.
trilogy, you know.
Yeah.
In fact, the first Mad Max,
Yeah.
because he was a no name.
Yeah. So
And
kind of as
they
we.
made like
Yeah.
I was reading and they talked like they were the highest gross record,
The original
the
movie.
original movie, profitable wise, because it was a low budget. I
No,
think.
but so
And
what
then
it became was very
became,
popular.
right.
And
But
globally.
I still
Yeah.
think that was 1977.
It is that.
Maybe
Okay, you want to have a
audience
bet?
Maybe audience can
1979.
Yeah, let us
maybe the
know in the
audience can-
comments
check it out.
who's right.
1979.
Which day are you taking?
I'm taking 1979.
77.
77.
And 82 the Mad Max the Warrior.
You check.
And 85
We'll check and
was Beyond the Thunder.
what do you guys want to bet? Maybe for our next episode, someone has to do something if they lose.
Yeah, we can decide.
What would you do? What would you wear?
Well,
You might have to wear something. Maybe you have to wear a
I'm
wig or
100% sure. So
yeah, we
Whoever
can
loses will have to wear something on the next episode. How about the
hat
hat? There's some goofy hat or something. So we'll
for
see.
the whole show.
Whole show. That'll be based on how it'll work.
that will be the end of her arguing now because I know she is losing
Yeah.
this one.
Okay, let's see.
We'll see what it is.
I'll be wearing a.
But yeah, just to kind of wrap up here, we talked about a little bit more on the legacy of the Mad Max movies. I know there was the original trilogy, the Thunderdome with the big cars and the flames and all. Like, do you see shades of the trilogy? Do you think this movie is going
Yeah,
to?
they just make
is it
it
going to
up
make
and
it
up.
exciting? Are people like I know HBO right now has all the old movies on, so someone could go on Max and
Yeah,
watch
definitely.
it. Do you think this what we watched Furiosa, does that help celebrate the trilogy, or is it going to make people go, I don't want to see all this?
I think stunt wise, obviously that was made in 70s and 80s.
It'll be a different, obviously.
So you know,
Much advanced.
go
right
much.
now.
Even in Fury also, Mad Max Fury, they had some
Stunts, yeah.
right. But it's all again basically they give the background like the sandstorm and sand, and, you know, so
Apocalyptic,
that
Oh,
yeah.
they always
The
have
location
lack of
something
abundance,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. The wasteland, as they call it.
Wasteland.
Yeah.
They call it,
Australian that frontier.
In fact, the trilogy was in the first movie, and then the second one they have to show rebirth because it was epileptic, and then in the third one they showed that they made a small town again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In the last one, Beyond Thunderdome, which they called the Barter Town.
Yeah, I think they showed a little bit of that in this new one. One of the towns was
Towns, yeah.
Bullet Town or whatever.
Yeah, now they called it Bullet
Bullet
Town.
Town. Do you remember going to see these movies? Did you see these
Oh,
movies
these were all
together?
theater.
And you went to theater to
Theater, yeah.
What
We
was-
never had any
Netflix
that-
or all.
Back then you had to go to theater.
Theater, yeah.
Does it feel nice to go back to theater for these movies now? Or
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah,
like,
definitely with the IMAX and
Yeah.
surround
you
sound.
enjoy getting
you
the
know,
senior
right.
discount now for the
Actually,
your
Yeah,
tickets
as-
only your
as-
tickets cost how much? You know how much
Hey,
these guys
as they
cost?
say, we have earned it.
Earned it. $7 each. That's and then I had the $5 thing, so 14 minus $9 for your two tickets.
$4.50
Yeah.
each.
So-
Well, as they say, you have earned it. You know.
Mhm.
And I think one thing before I just want to. I think in this Furiosa movie,
Yeah.
you know that guy in the Citadel,
Yeah.
that big stomach guy,
Yeah.
and the way he was explaining
Walking,
going the
yeah.
war kind of.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to portray Winston Churchill. I think.
Little, it felt like
yeah,
a
it
Winston
felt
Churchill.
like that, right?
Definitely felt like a throwback to Winston Churchill.
They're
They're using historical references.
Yeah, you know.
Then you had the breathing guy, the big guy
The
with
big
the
guy,
horns,
breathing guy.
It's very
Maybe Darth Vader.
it felt like Darth Vader type character.
Yeah,
you know.
But
all
they
white.
were- Yeah.
A white Vader basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was a good legacy movie, good remake. I think it does drag a little bit in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
I did feel like some of the violence was there, but they could have. I felt like
Cut down, no,
they
I
could have
agree.
thrown a few more connections to the older series a little bit. I did feel like, I thought Furiosa did a good job. I thought Anna Taylor-Joy did good with her acting. I thought Chris Hemsworth was good with the acting, but then like a lot of the other side characters, they could have developed them a little bit more. We could have gotten more origin from that.
Yeah, they should have at least given
the kingdom a little bit
right.
more. Those two.
So for future.
Yeah,
See
we'll have to see what they're gonna do with that. What, are they gonna bring back this Fury? Is Anna Taylor-Joy gonna play Furiosa again? Does it go straight to Fury Road? They were kind of showing Fury Road in the credits, kind of to get us back there. So I don't know. Maybe they do another origin
I think
story.
she has done a brilliant acting, so maybe they'll continue.
Yeah, for sure. She definitely. That's where that extra
And
half
she's
beat.
young, and
Yeah.
she'll be.
She gets the extra half beats for both Chris and hers acting. To me, they were the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's this has been our Mad Max Furiosa. We didn't have any. There was so much fire in the movie, and we didn't have any fire. I mean, there is the lighter here if you want to. You light that real quick?
For the
We need
gas.
some fire.
No, that's okay.
You got to give the people something.
Just let
Lighting up, you know,
We got to
that
light it up.
basically is oil production. You're
Yeah,
a
we're
refinery.
wasting oil from production. Yeah.
We
Yeah, you
just
said. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there.
Do it towards the. Yeah. That was very furious. Furious lighting. But yeah, that's been our Cinerama episode on Mad Max. We talked a little bit about the old Mad Max as well. We have Peaches here. Please in the comments tell us what movies you'd like us to see. Email us cinerama@papandmama@gmail.com. I have shows coming up as well. I'll be traveling quite a bit too. At Prateek Comedy on Instagram, we put our promo reels up there. If you want to talk to Nick and Sheila, we might start doing personalized messages when they have time. I don't know when you guys have time for all that stuff, but maybe we'll do some like Patreon thing where they can subscribe and we'll throw you guys a message from Nick and Sheila, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, keep following us, keep supporting the show, and keep going to the movies, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Bye.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.